the majority of the history, because he brings something very good to a team, which is he can jump in, pick one guy, pull him into your team, and start the fight. It's not rocket science. You start the fight. It was available now, but his salve is gone, and Misery is not gonna be going easy on him. He's got to keep him completely out of experience, and maybe
he's actually dead.
Maybe
Misery, is that enough? One more attack.
Oh,
there it comes. He snowballs the poison. He's still going up to Misery, which means he's going to die. One more attack. There it is. First blood spilled by Cloud9 after it's been a thawing experience for a Tusker.
Yeah, and that means he has to purchase a TP scroll.
Other lanes to try and pull it back for LGD. But top lane, not going to be an easy place, especially when you got two napalm stacks into the decay with the body block from Notel. Bone 7, now 3 stacks. Sylar, how much more damage is there? Another decay in 1 second.
So
it's going to be another one. He's salving up quickly. The decay will stay alive. Notel, he's in so deep with the creep wave into the trees. Notel, there's your burst heal from MMY. Sylar in the tree line. Notel's going to go down way too deep on the top lane. And LGD gets something very big back.
Yeah, placement. They're pushing them off and now securing their safe lane a little bit. Mid lane aggression, Lion coming in, actually gonna bring down maybe here.
Oh, that Sleight of Fist, the shield can't protect him, and the PMS wasn't triggering off enough. So, yeah, looking forward to out of Cloud9, that ability to do the rotations. Xiao Wei's gonna be really careful how low he is.
At level 3 plasma field dealing tons of damage to him.
And there's no more mana on the Razor. He expended his stick charger, so he was able to do that all the way over towards the mid tier 1 tower. And then the one on the bottom lane is actually looking up to the tier 1 tower on the bot. So the second you bring support in, you'll know it. However, Sylar on the bottom, up against Eternal Envy, lets the call down go. There's more support. The Sonic Wave with the Scream gets the kill, but the Searing Chains, they're still fighting underneath Tombstone. This is not the greatest position in the world. Yeah, might Snowball actually protect maybe, which he will do so, dragging him up to Eternal Envy. They still haven't finished the kill. 13 HP will survive while Fader picks up a double kill. On the other side, he's actually on the other side of the trees. He'll live and get the kill on Tusker. LGD just can't get a sausage.
Yeah, and that was 4v3 as well.
Movement from LGD. Looking for an opening on top lane. Misery is the most exposed one. So, simple snowball in. He goes for the Earthquake, trying to get the timing just as they came out of the snowball, but it was a fraction of a second.
First, I believe they can make some nice ganks. Now they're going to try to kill Misery top again.
And the lasso, they're dragging back maybe. He needs a little bit more life, and he's got it. Had one charges up his sleeve. MMY couldn't get in range for the shallow grave. At the same time, they do find that kill over on the Lion. So the smoke gank is successful. Yeah, C9 not
for Envy.
Well, the Tombstone's only got 6 more seconds left on it.
Yeah.
When they arrive, this Tombstone's going to disappear. So they snowball in, they go after Fader. He can't get the blink off in time, and Fader, they get the kill. The Soul's going to keep not the lasso. Will be dragging Yao back. Shallow Grave very early on, but they get the perfect shards off. And Misery and Envy and Notel, there's one small path to freedom around the corner, but Ember Spirit jumping down, killing Envy on the way through. It's a double kill for Xiao Wei, while Dazzle comes in for the heal bomb on Notel. The rest of Cloud9 are bailing out of here. Things going wrong.
Wow, really good fight for LGD there, and there was just
smoke. This is the best area of vision where they can break the smoke of Cloud9 and still get away to safety.
He's looking for the initiation. He sees them.
Well, they found Yao, dragging it back. Tombstone instantly down. Yao, he can't snowball in time. They just have to let him go. MMY was coming in for the shallow grave, but he just couldn't reach him.
That was a lot of skills committed for our Tusker.
Them the false sense of security.
Yes, it could actually. Sometimes your vision works against you.
But at the same time, look at the vision of the dire side. They only see Sylar here on the top lane. They don't understand the trap. Envy comes in from behind, however, Yao goes for the shot. Bone 7, a big blink in. He goes for Xiao Wei, dragging him back. So no Laguna play, but then set up towards the air. The Yulson protecting him while the corner, perfect position with the flag cannon. Envy's still alive with the storm going, but maybe he's your big man. Spirit jumping away. He needs to escape from the rest of Cloud9 because he's destroyed the rest of his team. Cloud9 take almost everything in the air. The stun on maybe. He's still got the Spirit down at the flame break. The extra stun, try to drain out the mana. A quick Sleight of Fist into the Spirit bump.
Maybe is gonna live, moving up steadily.
Ember's already doing about 450 crits.
Yeah.
With just a normal attack.
Yeah, he's hitting very, very strong. But Queen is the top farmer in this game as well. So she's there with an XMP.
MB turns on the ulti, instantly gets Light Strike to Ray, as well as the shards keeping the rest of his teammates out. They rock it, they start to control. The ulti doing its work, and then a good lasso with the Yule Scepter. Up in time is Xiao Wei, bursted down by Faye. The beacon be protected for a while, and LGD getting destroyed into their own tier 4 towers. They soul rip up as much as they can for Envy to keep them alive on the front lines. They never even burned the Aegis model. The buyback will be there from Jaro. They have to keep this bottom ranks alive. They cannot allow C9 to do it. Side of Fist Searing Chain, that's one way. There's not, actually, they have cooldown still up. that's still available for them at the moment.
Yeah, they do have cooldown, but they're also outnumbered so hard and fight more frequently now. And having the AoE damage against...
Here they come. Slot snowball in onto Eternal Envy. It was a very short range one. Punching up in towards the end. The Tombstone still drops from Notel, and they lasso back Xiao Wei. He is so far away. They can potentially use him just to buy some time. But time is all they're going to get from this. Xiao Wei will still end up dying. And this will mean the tier 2 tower will go down, but the Tombstone has been expended for this and the lasso. In fact, Sleight of Fist steering chain, Vader trapped underneath the tower into your Walrus punch and call down. They actually don't even take the tower.
Yeah, they forced him off the tower. They only lost Alina, so this is very good. And the Tombstone was committed. So once again, oh, this could be terrible. They're going to show themselves on this creep wave. Actually, no time for them. They gotta go.
Fader actually blinked forward, so the smoke now brings but LGD, they're just jumping. Yao punching him off 07. He gets a drive back over on Xiao Wei, and Fader explodes the dazzle. They move quickly over towards Sylar. Xiao Wei, the Shallow Grace keeping him alive. But where's your extra help? The Ember Spirit's not doing enough at worth. Maybe he's just running away. Once again, the sole survivor of LGD. And both of them try someone. They found him. They get the Hex. It's going to be a team wipe in favor of Cloud9. LGD, they'll probably lose racks at this point.
Every single hero brought down. Oh boy, this is complete disaster. They only have buyback.
Too long to mop it up, but you can take the tier 2 tower at least after this and then go for Roshan. So we have Tuskar as well as Lina back up again. Bone Seven's just searching around, and it is just going to be the back out. No reason to overstay your welcome. And now, unless you find yourself a pick off, there's just Sonic Wave going again. The Shallow Grove taking Xiao Wei for the double stun him from Misery. They found Yao. He's down for the count. Xiao Wei is turn up life. The Yule Scepter just trying to buy time for something, but there's nothing that can save it. The buyback came back in, but he's snowballing into the middle of all of Cloud9. Toss around. This could be a quicker GG. The call down's in a nice position. Misery dropping quickly, but Eternal Envy, he's leeching out. Well, nothing. He hasn't taken any damage. The Ember Spirit's back into the fight, chasing him down. Bone 7, successful TP away, and Envy just trying to man mode the rest of LGD. Side fisting and spiriting back and forward. Maybe we'll finally get the kill. A triple kill for Sylar.
Look at Sylar's gold.
1300 just for it.
Just press enter and look at the gold that Sylar got from that team fight.
He took 3.
I mean, it could be money spent towards second date list, though. I'm not sure if I like it or not.
There's the Tombstone committal. Bone 7. He's only halfway through that Firefly, still looking for a target. Sylar's the best one here at BKB and Market Madness. She also flagged the fact he picked up an outwalk, so there's bonus damage. He comes Fader in for that ult with the snowballs on from Yao. They might look for the secondary one. There it flies out, and then Y is dropping low, but Fader not finding any kills with it just yet. Yao will be one of the first ones to drop down with Xiao Wei. The Silence Engine losing so much damage. 198 taken. 224 was the end number.
Yeah, everything being stolen by Envy there as Fada dove in and kind of kept the enemy team off, but 2 of them died, and Razor's very low
careful,
here.
Envy. He's really careful. He's going to Aegis the Immortal, so he can come back alive. He's still going to pop it for the range racks, and Sylar, well, he's standing his ground here. Creep Wave is going to remain, and he looks for the extra stuns. But Bone 7 actually being searing chained up, and they're going to find the kill. The Ember Spirit, the man to do it. Can they get the collateral? Yep, you just chase it up into a searing chain. Eternal Envy gets over the plasma field of Static Link, but he's still down for the count. Double kill for the Ember Spirit.
Every single kill gives so much gold this well. Look at that. Ember Spirit, 644 gold from Batfire, 694 from the
lane at the moment.
Well, he got scared. He just felt this is not where I should be.
That Observer Ward from Notal is the perfect position. They're watching LGD inch forward, and then they have another Observer Ward on the high ground.
Yeah, and right now it's very important. The initiation is everything.
They still see him. Here comes Mid 7. Glimmercape, he missed the air. He actually missed the lasso 4 stops away, realizing it wasn't going to work. Gets a BKB, and now the Link is protecting Sylar of all people. Snowballing in after undying Vader from a little further away. They get the stun and the burst damage. The Tuskar will drop. Eternal Envy. Okay, that Laguna play didn't really do much. And Envy, they just run away. Glimmercape, but up in the blinking from Vader. He'll actually use his refresh so he can blink away. And it's Sylar drag back in. They shallow grave him up. Envy so low, maybe try and rip them apart. They fall down. Envy Sylar still so low. Finally dead for the cause. But Vader, how big is that cause? And chasing after him, the BKB will wear off. And the Ember Spirit jumping in deeper. The blink dagger up. He gets a searing chase. The force off. No time trap. Time for space to actually get the Glimmer Cape off. But he'll still end up dying. Meanwhile, home in trouble. The tier 4 tower is dropped, but that's all that was lost for LGD.
Like, you still want to put the Aegis on your Razor, I would say.
It's a 5-man smoke out. LGD are not going to let him have it, but then again, Cloud9, they started it, and then they fell back. So Fader, the first man, the front line, he'll BKB, Hexed on Xiaowei, translating in with a Sonic Wave. They're still going to find that kill. MMY going to be last suit up, so there's no Shallow Grade's going to help. Now they're fighting within the tombstone, but now Sylar, finally with the cooldown going to work. Watch your Ember Spirit as well. He's going after Bone 7. They've managed to actually bring down line. Bone 7 successful to run away, and then MMY is going to cut him off with a pass. Trying to be denied by the neutral, not possible to do so. Fader and Envy, controlled as maybe bounced himself away on the back of the Spirit. They keep their two major cores alive, and Cloud9 expected a lot to do do that. King Bar, considering there is a solar crest over on the Undying. Is it worth it just for that?
No, I don't think so, just because of that. Because you try to kill everyone as Ember, not one specific guy.
Well, side of fist, and he drops down to half of his life from that. And they also managed to catch Misery out of position. Charlie with the Life Strike Array, Laguna Blade, well, okay, he died so quickly to the Ember. That was just sleight of fist crit coming in there.
I mean, Ember is just doing work when he has this Daedalus and Divine, the single target.
But they, in general, they find themselves in 2.5 hour games.
Yeah, about that.
Here they come.
Maybe.
Cloud9, well, the tombstone drops on the mid, and there's your lasso. He found Yao, and Tusker being pulled back out again. Where is your damage, though? Like, you've got Fader attacking the milling racks on the top, and then Slider Fizz here in chain with a Blink Dagger up. Fader has to BKB himself away to safety. They still haven't got rid of the tombstone. Now Slider will come in and do the job. Yeah, but the top rank remains, the mid tower remains, and Cloud9 also triggered the Eye of the Storm. 2
regen per second, so yeah, that still makes it for it. But as you said, he doesn't bring much in the continued fight. He's about to
go so far up, they jump in, they go to Bone 7 with a snowball up, they still haven't found kill yet, and the sudden Yao, Shadow Grave will be protecting him. The Vigor of Death as well, so Vigor wasn't enough to kill Yao, but Envy's right next to him. The Glimmer Cave and forced up away. Yao will survive. They keep the Tusker up, and now Xiaowei Fader wants to throw the ulti out. He'll bring in the lead of an Eternal Envy, still the main man, the front lines of Misery, a double summon Silent MMY, they fall for the Hex, but now Fader, under the Tier 3 tower, punched up in towards the air, it down, 4-6-1, that's all you need.
Top racks are dying.
It's fine, Cardi, is he strong enough? Yao, okay, Yao's not strong enough to fight this, he has to snowball to get away from the rest of the Creepwave whilst Ember Spirit killing up the rest of Cloud9. You might lose melee racks, but you still hold the mid, you're not up against Megas, and the Ember remains alive through all of this. Yeah. For the Tier 3 tower.
That's his backup break.
It looks like LGD. LGD will take the mid racks. It's worth a fallback from this point though, unless they think they can go for more, and actually they're going for more. The Lincoln Spears can be triggered now over on the Ember Spirit. They're taking up the Tier 3 tower.
18
looking
seconds.
for the melee racks, and Bone 7 jumps in, he drags back the damage coming in from Ember! Yao will punch him down! Sonic Wave was nice, but the damage is negligible. They'll actually get even more kills, more time. Envy's alive in 3 seconds. There's Dagon going to work for the ladder from Misery, but the melee racks, they really want to have this dead. They're taking care of the creep wave, and the tower, the racks, Sylar still going at it. He's got to get away from this one. He takes out the melee, and then the blinking. Misery, dead and burning, right from the Ember Spirit. Fader still in the front line, Sylar and MMY. Where's that Ember? He's running away. He can't really risk coming back in here again, unless he loses the rapier, or do they feel like they can take this? Envy's on the front line, Fader actually trapped. There's no BKB for 2 more seconds. Sylar will drop, and maybe, are you still gonna stay here? Here comes Tusker. He goes for Fader, throwing him up into the air. The BKB is up. Snowball protecting. The Sigil still gonna drop, and he draws over towards Envy. Blink Dagger, 2 more seconds. Too long for cooldown, but the Shallow Grave member, White Ember Spirit, back in again, going with Fader. Spirit Shot, Spirit Ball. He takes it out. Envy will still be tossed around like a rag doll, but maybe he's going back in again. Creepwave actually has netted. Where is he going? He's actually going into a place that is not his own, into the tree line to TP back to base, and he is home safely next to his backup rapier.
Yeah.
Just a quick wave at the moment. But Ember Spirit's got to get there. Like, he can Spirit in and he'll find the damage, but who's coming down? No tell. He doesn't have Tombstone available, just throws the ward, so they cannot stop this Roshan.
Oh, they will try though. They know how bad it will be if they don't.
They're right underneath an observer ward. Bone 7 jumps in, he found Xiaowei. Life is there in chain, making so we can't drag him back any further. Shallow Grave keeping Xiaowei alive. He does have force up and your stuff, and with the cold, they bought some space. Eternal Envy turns on the BKB and the Titanic, so no extra life steal in a moment. He's trying trying to get the kill. It's not enough. Zhao Wei, MNY keeping up his captain, and Styler even in more trouble. They might want to have that. The fight's gone so long. The Tombstone's back off cooldown. Now down on the high ground. They need to bring this down. The support system that works. So there goes your Tombstone. A total envy. He's going to drop. Maybe he's here on the front lines. He found the kill. It's a death goal. 66-66. Going after Big Daddy Notal. Throwing them up. That's going to be Yao doing the work. The more TV's a populous misery. Maybe he's hunting him down. Burning him. He'll use it to stay alive. And Notal, where is this damage? We're split to two different sides. Misery. No, it's a crit.
Oh
it was almost 2K. 1968 in the crit for that one. Cloud9, they're backing up with their tail between their legs.
Yeah, and they have nothing on the lineup of LGD right now. This is gonna be brutal. They have buyback available on Razor. He has to do it here. Can't just let the enemy take your entire base.
This is
Actually, they have the tier 2 bottom, but they're still just gonna go for it here.
They still have the tier 1.
Oh, they're killing effigies. C9.
They're going for the GG push. They're actually using the Void to pick up the gem. That's a Void Courier. Sonic Wave. Okay, that's negligible. The tier 4 towers drop.
You have to buy back.
He has to come for a 7. There's your drag back. He always likes to win the last moment. Maybe he's very, very deep here. But then the defense is Fader with the scream. Sylar and then White. They're so low. They're healing now. Sylar turning on the Satanic. Getting the life back from Envy. But Envy taking away his damage. 84 points. And Sylar dragged all the way back into the fountain. Not far enough to get the damage ultimate. But you still have Maybe doing the work. Cloud9. They're losing too many people. And Envy. He's in an ice coffin of death of LGD. How much damage? There he is. He's a jump away. Maybe can't stand here anymore. Zhao Wei will drop. Sylar still here on the front line. Fist back in again. The fortress exposed. They're beating it down. Baron 7, what have you got? Nothing. No life. Nothing. He's down. 1653. That's the crit on him. This will be GG. There is no more defense. That's GG. LGD take game for 1 against Cloud9.
GG, well played. What a crazy game. LGD 70 minutes in and 6 seconds.
Oh, and actually, oh wow, jumping in. Mushi actually managed to get S4. I was watching the Blitz out Ohio, trying to go for that last right click. Curl has nowhere to run to. In fact, it does. Arteezy's done for as well. Queen of Pain does manage to pick up the kill on S4, but Arteezy, they're going to go for some damage.
Oh, they actually...
Yep, now they lay out the counter word. Arteezy is going to be caught here. The Rupture runs out, but Mushi's still able to get the kill with the last bit of nuke damage.
As right now, for people that aren't aware, like the fact that you have a Midas power spread and 1k gold at just 11 minutes, that's fantastic regardless of what lane you are. And another kill goes, they are actually just being picked apart right now. Tower, right? You want to just completely open up the jungle if you're Fnatic, and what they're going for right now.
Oh no! Miss Sonic Wave! Mushi, uncharacteristic mistake from him, and it looks like he's going to pay for it. A blink is up. He will actually be able to make the turnaround here as the rest of the team comes in, controls the 2 attackers on Mushi. Tusk as well as the Razor. Now they're going to go for Kuro as well. Came in with TP, but will immediately go down. Double kill for Mushi, though. Perhaps he's going to set up Ohio to go for some kills. In fact, sure enough, he already starts coming forward, but the blinding light is there, and Ohio immediately has to back himself away from that. Kuro, though, is going to be cleaned up now as Mushi comes in. They still brought a couple of heroes low. Team Secret
designed to get behind it any phase of the game. Because you're seeing right now what's going on is that the Razor and the Clint are just farming these neutral camps, but they're doing it so slow.
Poor guy gets caught out by the Fiend's Grip with the double damage on Mushi. No need to use...
He's like, I really don't think.
I mean, it's got a low enough cooldown, but she's like, I just really don't want to use the mana. And I may find another kill in the next 30 seconds, and sure enough, that's exactly what happens. Godlike Spree was laid down as well, so Team Secret need to try and get away from this one. Puppy couldn't even complete his TP out. Fnatic take out 2, and perhaps a 3rd. Yep, Clinks. He also falls. Mushi finds him, and that will be a one.
Really perfect, and so it's not ideal to rely on the mistakes of your opponents, but it's still better than what's happening right now.
Arteezy gonna be hit by that Fiend's Grip. Mushi pops the ultimate. Arteezy will walk away with just the slightest bit of HP left. Mushi still has a blink, though. Will catch Arteezy in the end. The dust fades, but unfortunately he's too low. The Bloodseeker
in the game and stuff like that. You can use the Blinding Light and there's like triple mana.
Mushi gets a 3-man Sonic Wave. The Snowball manages to save the Keeper of the Light for the time being, but it only provides a slight moratorium in his deck.
Ecstasy of...
Yeah. Actually forced to snowball there because he didn't want to get hit by the silence. S4 now come to the foray, the ultimate, and the pushback there is able to get the gyrocopter down. S4 comes forward. They manage to clean up one already. S4 drops quite low, but they can't pursue him out. Whitmer back himself away. KYXY is going to respond, though. He's got his BKB. Turns and fights the rest of the team. Good snowball outside. He's just trying to get them away from that call down area, but Mushi cleans him up with a Witch Doctor.
a lot on it. It almost feels all-in-y to me.
Yeah, it really does. Ohio's going to be caught here by Puppey. There's pretty much no chance. In fact, if anything, Team Secret may be the ones in trouble. Ketchigimba actually completes his TP despite the fact that Arteezy's already gone for him. Big Nuke comes out and Arteezy drops low, but not low enough. Fnatic can't finish him up, and now with a couple more flat cannon shots, they're going to be forced back here. Ohio, who doesn't have mana. Mushi's here trying to trap Arteezy in. He eats his way through the trees, making a bit of a juke around, buys the rest of his items, and will end up going down to Ohio here. Oh, Jesus, Ohio dropped pretty low, but Arteezy very obviously trapped due to good rotations out from Team Fnatic. And that's part of the advantage, right? When you put a little bit of all-in pressure. Earlier managed to spot out the double smoke, but it looks like Kuro is still going to go down here. He pops the images, is able to dodge some damage, but not quite enough. He gets some good damage into Johnny, but it's still going to be a free pickoff for Fnatic, despite the fact that they scouted that one out. A bit curious. Maybe they thought...
General, like you grab Kuros' skin, you get a mechanism. Your hero's like the tankiest hero in all of Dota. And if you look at Fnatic, their sustained fight is actually not that strong.
Oh, catching out Ketchigimba from behind that tower. A four-man smoke is successful, but now Arteezy's been caught by at least that shackle shot plus the focus fire. Looks like Arteezy is going to be going down. He drops out the call down before he leaves, though. Mushi's going to be the target of the Viper. Unfortunately, the Snowball unable to save him. Another hero goes down, and perhaps a third. It's Zai deep behind the tower. Bakuro with the clutch save there of the Song of Siren in order to reset the fight and make sure it's just a clean 2 for 2. So in the end, despite the fact that Fnatic were the ones surprised by that gank, and Doctor, who has a heal over time. So Fnatic are going to get into a fight here. The bottom lane, they've already actually retreated ahead of the Naga Siren sleep. Ketchigimba trying to get the TP out, does get revealed. Oh, the Song actually caught him there before the TP could complete, and Ketchigimba will be going down. But I would say Fnatic, that could have been so much worse. A quick retreat managed to make sure that they didn't get completely initiated on by the Kuro ultimate.
To build in favor of Secret, who are just all going for the late game, I feel. Like, just Arteezy will build towards a Satanic, and then top actually get a pick off.
That was a big burst of damage. Puppey's going to go down as well, it seems. Nice little double kill there for Ohio. And that's something really important, right? Fnatic, it's really bad that they gave up Roshan and gave up that Aegis, because it means that they can't force a fight, right?
So maybe this is the attempt at top.
The only potential bailout would be S4 as the Viper sitting farther down. Arteezy is going to be targeted here as he already takes some damage from KYXY. I think they're hoping to be able to burn that BKB already. KYXY S4 is now coming over as well as Zai. They're going to try and blow off Arteezy, but there goes the mech. It actually keeps him alive enough time to be able to get down the call down, and he's not even going to go down. He's getting healed enough. He lives with just 20 HP. The Maledict is there. The BKB runs out at the last half second, and the Maledict will kill him in the end. So they actually do manage to pick him off because his Aegis expired there as the fight transgressed, but it was still a 3 loss there for Team Fnatic. Not really worth the 1 kill on Arteezy.
Yeah, they were trying to time that Aegis out, and with this ward, they didn't actually see them run through, but everyone was in position, and this might even mean that Mushi's dead. He doesn't have any defensive items. If he just gets ensnared with S4 in position, this should mean a death. He already recognizes that. He's just going to go for the tower, and then he might actually get out. Oh!
No, the vacuum is there. Mushi now turns for the tower. He gets it in the end, so he gives up his life. That dying breath does get up that last shot. Meanwhile, Puppey goes for the tower of his own in the top lane. Does manage to snag it before Ketchigimba could hit the deny.
No vision from Fnatic, and they're rotating down this Queen of Pain, and KYXY is going to get spotted out by Puppey. And
Ohio, he did get spotted out now. He's going to try and make a snowball play, but it looks like he is stuck 100%. So Fnatic will lose their Tusk, who was getting himself quite a good amount of net worth, but will falter a bit more now. Team Secret, well set up, I think, to be able to take that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane.
Fnatic are going for the smoke round. They know that the entire team is there. This might actually be their best shot at winning a fight, but they have to do it quickly because Secret are beating on these tier 3s, and this might not even be an advantage because they'll have their own high ground.
Oh, they're going to go first for Kuro, immediately taking him out. There is going to be no Song of Siren to be able to save them, but already the response is there from Zai. 2-man vacuum while on top, both Ohio
this Death Ward,
though. Oh no, he's going to go down. The freezing field is being laid out. Death Ward, though, is focused on S4, but he's just too tanky. He doesn't care. He soaks up all the damage, and now here comes the buyback. Mushi is the first one. Tusk as well lays out his. They need more pickoffs. They need to be able to catch Team Secret, who are on the retreat now, but it doesn't look like they're going to find anything. So really, the only thing that Team Fnatic truly recover, unless Arteezy gets caught here, Ohio kind of playing a small game with him. But
decent scenario for them where they go for the Roshan.
Yeah.
But they have to get this. They can't really lose this fight or get caught out because both buybacks are on CD. Fnatic is getting quite low. Mushi's going to pop the win run and get out of here, but doesn't really look like Secret can continue to chase.
Ice Shards block him out. S4. Well, no, he gets back to his team. The mech and Team Fnatic are not going to try and go for that pickoff. It would have just put them in a bad position, committing a bit too heavily. So I like what they did there. I actually felt like, yeah, recovering the gem was not enough, but recovering the gem and then actually getting Roshan and picking up Aegis and not losing anybody after that, I think almost makes the buyback worth it. I think Fnatic are going to be very happy with the way that played out.
Yeah. I don't think you're happy with using buybacks. Because like if you lose this fight, then you're gonna lose so much. But
yeah.
it was like they made the best out of the bad situation. But Secret, I mean, they're just so dominant in their farm right now.
Nice Ice Shards. Arteezy stuck in a bad position, but there goes that Song of Siren. And Arteezy will be able to get away. He brought down 800 HP in such a short period of time. They're still going to have the ultimate from KYXY. Arteezy drops lower, but now here comes a vacuum call down. They're going to be able to catch one and a second as the Aegis falls. Johnny, meanwhile, throws out that Death Ward, doing a good amount of damage, but it's still not enough to finish off any one hero. S4 on the front lines, Mushi is going to be forced to try and take him out. Great shackle shot that locks down S4. A bit longer, will be able to get that kill, but between the ensnare and the damage of Arteezy, the Wind Ranger falls once again, and Team Secret are now left with the predicament of whether or not they want to claim that melee ranks for their own.
Yeah, and I think the Queen of Pain is also still in the buyback gold penalty. She's not going to have buyback for another 7 minutes, so her dying here would effectively end the game for Fnatic. So they're just trying to scramble, stay alive whatever they can, but Arteezy, with the help of the Urn, is already at full HP. And that did look like a deceptively good fight for Fnatic because Arteezy dropped so low, S4 was already quite low, and you had the Aegis. But they're unable to capitalize, and Secret just outlasts them because of the amount of farm that they have.
Yep, Zai is always able to get great counter initiations, and Arteezy, even if he did drop to like 200 HP, it doesn't matter. Pops a flat cannon, is able to get all those shots off, and because of his significant amount of damage that he's rocking right now, it just is so much physical damage that Fnatic can't really recover from there. So 2 sets of Rex is the cost for Fnatic losing that team fight in the middle lane, and they continue to fall farther and farther behind team
buybacks where they really desperately need them, because this is the game losing fight or winning fight potentially for them.
Mushi comes in from the side, hoping to be able to shackle both Arteezy and S4 together. Meanwhile, Johnny actually gets caught. He was hiding in a copse in the trees, but Kuro managed to actually find him, and they take out Johnny, who's going to be a primary source of damage, or at least was supposed to be, for Team Fnatic. But now he's down for 45 seconds. Kuro pops the Song of Siren, leads with the ultimate, and is now just giving his time to complete Mega Creeps. That is an 8-second hold, and now Nagasiren, while she is very far forward and will be sacrificed, it does come at the cost of Mega Creeps, and a really bad fight for Team Fnatic as they still get backing up. Wall call down, and the combination is just too much to handle. Team Fnatic, even underneath their fountain, don't stand a chance, and Team Secret will take game number 1.
Yeah, and this was just, it wasn't the flashiest victory, but it was just efficient by Secret. Like Fnatic, they had a pretty good idea of what they wanted to do. You could see that there was a game plan with the way that they built items and the way that they built their heroes, but it just didn't pan out for them because they lost early control so quickly, and they just weren't able to get any towers down. And I actually feel like Secret, there were a few slip-ups, but it didn't even end up mattering because their farm advantage was just so huge.
So Team Fnatic going to take some time to rethink perhaps their approach in game number 1. We'll be back after a short break.
Thanks.
You're going to see the TPs. Like, now that you force Fnatic down, then you force yourself down, because you can't just leave Arteezy in a situation where he's one-on-one.
Ohio. He's going to be kind of caught here. Actually turns around to go for one of the last right clicks on a creep in order to heal himself up, but the last right click from Arteezy isn't quite enough. Zai does have another Ice Shards coming up in a second, but he just runs down the Bloodseeker, who actually kind of slowed himself down by running into those trees, and Zai is the one to pick up the first blood potion here sometime soon, because again, you don't want to leave yourself too low against that Bloodseeker. It makes this top lane all the harder than it already is for Team Secret.
I think Edsor's going to get dived on right now.
Yep, Kuro's in some serious trouble. Tombstone Tombstone gets laid out. Ohio trying to go for that last right click. Kuro has nowhere to run to. In fact, they even have the dust. Arteezy's done for as well. Queen of Pain does manage to pick up the kill on S4, but Arteezy, yeah, he's going to be going down before that dust runs out. So 2 kills up in the top lane, plus they managed to take out S4 again in middle. You're absolutely right. They did dive S4. Bottom lane, Snowball actually dodges the first call down shot, but the second one still hits Zai. And KYXY picks up now a 5th kill for Fnatic. Fnatic striking back big time here in game number 2.
They're just rolling right now. Like, I was focused because he's just looking to snowball and get as far ahead as he can right now.
3-man smoke up, looking to catch somebody underneath that tower, and they'll find Kuro immediately. Similar situation to game number 1, except for the roles are completely reversed. Fnatic are the ones getting the successful smoking into that tier 1 and will now take it away from Team Secret.
What I'd like to see right now from Fnatic is just to continue the aggression. Like I said, the next target has to be this mid tower, right? You want to just completely open up the jungle if you're Fnatic, and what they're going for right now...
Oh no! Miss Sonic Wave! Mushi, uncharacteristic mistake from him, and it looks like he's going to pay for it. A blink is up. He will actually be able to make the turnaround here as the rest of the team comes in, controls the 2 attackers on Mushi. Tusk as well as the Razor. Now they're going to go for Kuro as well. Came in with the TP, but will immediately go down. Double kill for Mushi. 3 out from Team Secret, and that tier 1 tower is going to be forfeit.
Pace. Like I said in early game, and you know, it was like 7-1 at 7 minutes.
Good silence to come out from Ohio, though. Perhaps this can set up Ohio to go for some kills. In fact, sure enough, he already starts coming forward, but the blinding light is there, and Ohio immediately has to back himself away from that. Kuro, though, is going to be cleaned up now as Mushi comes in. They still brought a couple of heroes low. Team Secret are on the retreat back to their tier 2 tower, so 1-for-1 trade-off. Fnatic seemingly not going to back down from a fight just yet. They're going to keep on pushing forward. Still, though, they're pushing into a keeper of the light. No matter how far ahead they are, they do need to be careful of that constant pushback damage.
Yeah, that was a good
item being had by him just yet. Fnatic making invasion into the jungle are going to grab Zai immediately. He will be the first one out. Tombstone was laid down as well, so Team Secret need to try and get away from this one. Puppey couldn't even complete his TP out. Fnatic take out 2 and perhaps a 3rd. Yep, Clinks. He also falls. Mushi finds him, and that will be a 1-2-3 and push into tier 2 tower. Fnatic, it seems like we're just going to see a straight up GG soon.
Against. Like once there's 4 steps in the game and stuff like that, you can use the blinding light and just like triple men off. But
Mushi gets a 3-man Sonic Wave. The Snowball manages to save the Keeper of the Light for the time being, but it only provides a slight moratorium in his death.
Yeah, Fnatic, the crazy thing is they haven't even gone for Roshan. Like how often, or actually they have, but
yeah,
it took them so long to do it originally that they don't even need it to go high ground, is what I mean. Like this, it's pretty unnecessary at this point because...
Yeah, normally you would wait for the next Roshan before you try and push uphill, right? But Fnatic are just so far ahead, they're going to go uphill with the first Roshan.
Yeah, they're just, at this point, they don't really care. Like I think even without the Roshan, it's just absolutely securing it in S4, last bastion of defense.
Yeah, he tries to back himself away, but he just runs himself to death with the Rupture on top. Gyrocopter secures that last hit. Kuro running forward straight into the Tombstone. Doesn't really care. Fnatic, though, very much focused on objective gaming. They've taken out the mid lane of Rax and immediately slide on up to the top lane, not wanting to give Team Secret any room to be able to make a comeback. So it seems, well, Team Secret, they're still going to try and fight this one out. They do not have the Razor. Clinks now has a Desolator ready to go, but the tier 3 tower is about to fall. Another blast gets laid out and does bring at least KYXY low. He still has that Aegis. Good to go, though. Zai going to be slowed down, actually forced to snowball there because he didn't want to get hit by the silence. S4 now come to the foray, the ultimate. And the pushback there is able to get the gyrocopter down. S4 comes forward. They managed to clean up one already. S4 drops quite low, but they can't pursue him out. Fnatic are still healthy as a full 5-man crew and are able to finish up that melee at Rax. And seems like they're going to be able to stick around for the range Rax as well, as Team Secret only operating with 3 heroes right now. KYXY takes just 1 shot before immediately there's a response from Team Fnatic. Slow down Arteezy and make him asleep. The homing missile comes in, bonks him up, but Fnatic don't care. They've taken that second lane of Rax and will immediately back up to refuel and probably pick up a couple of items before they now go for Magus. Able to Glimmer back himself away. KYXY is going to respond, though. He's got his BKB, turns and fights the rest of the team. Good snowball out. Zai's just trying to get them away from that call-down area, but Mushi cleans him up with a huge Sonic Wave. GG. Team Secret are done with this game. Incredibly one-sided win for Team Fnatic. Even more one-sided than our first game that went to Team Secret. Quite the weird event. Like, turn of events that just happens there, that Team Secret have such a dominant showing in game number 1, and that's sort of the way the storyline was meant to unfold, and then Fnatic strike back incredibly hard in game number 2 with just a really well put together draft and the way they set up the laning phase.
Lancer. And he's such a top tier pick. If there's like no Leshrac, no Earthshaker or Ember Spirit, then you're pretty much
A lot of CS.
Yeah, completely. And actually they're gonna go on Xiaoyi right now, and they might actually pick up this first blood, even with the stun by Yao. I don't think this is gonna be enough, and this will be first blood for Moon Meander, as this Queen of Pain support is actually working out. Have enough damage to chase you down and kill you.
Phase boots now picked up by Maybe, who is trying to stack up, but he's going to be caught here quite heavily. He lays out the call down, tries to pick up the Battle Rune, does grab it, lays out a serious amount of damage to Swindlemelon, stops that Flame Guard, which then takes away a large share of the damage. Swindlemelon is in some serious trouble, will end up dying, and now with the Shallow Grave, even Ziz is going to be forced away. In fact, he's going to lose this man fight against Maybe. Oh, Siegfried comes in, upsets that one in the end. Maybe does die, but it's a 2-for-1 trade-off with Complexity. Isn't going to be enough to finish him off, so LGD miss out on that one kill. But yeah, just quite the nice play from Sylar. That was a doppelganger illusion, right? The one. Yeah, they assumed it was a doppelganger illusion. Oh, Swindlemelon is now going to be hit by the call down, slowed down, and stunned up long enough that he's not able to make a jump away. Moon Meander now dropping quite low as Yao was able to chain stun him up. Zhao Wei is locked in by his allies and will be taken out. Fly, of course, had to sack himself in order to get that kill on the Lina. LGD still pick up 2 and take control of this middle tower.
The worst.
Yeah, Snowball's gonna come in. Maybe is instantly blown up. No, the Shallow Grave actually came in time. Maybe he's gonna be saved here. The Shadow Strike will finish him off eventually, but he's still got enough damage to finish off 2, making a 3rd as Swindlemelon goes down as well. Finally, they get the Ice Shards out from Moon Meander. Great play there, but it's still find any ground to stand on.
If you're Complexity, you're kind of happy because LGD doesn't have the best Roche lineup, and even their high ground isn't fantastic, but mid, they're just getting picked apart. Kill after kill right now as Fly gets the Cold Embrace off, and this might actually be an opportunity, but no, there's no backup whatsoever. He's going to go down. MMY, playing the least offensive support there is on a dominating spree.
It's 20-4 right now. 22 minutes in, taking a look net worth-wise, 12,000 gold lead and 10,000 experiences. Is going to go for the back door at the tier 1 tower at top lane. Good pickup. Glyph actually gets laid down for a second there. Swindlemelon's at the bottom lane, though, is in some serious trouble. He's still got the spirit, so he will jump back to it in time. It's incredibly hard to actually land the Light Strike array in time before he remnant jumps.
Yeah, at the same time, his Flame Guard instantly gets evaporated. Sure that one core isn't too far ahead of the other. Like, they're all keeping up in farm. Like, all top 4 net worth, all LGD right now.
Tusk is Complexity's highest farmed hero, sitting at 6,500. Does have the Midas, but it's going to take a while for that to pay out, and I'm not sure if Complexity can make the game go long enough. Then it works out. Yep, they've picked him off. Fisher laid into a Blink Echo Slam, and once again, Swindlemelon is unable to make the escape.
You're seeing the weakness of Ember 2 against the Phantom Lancer. If you notice, he gets his Flame Guard instantly purged, and then LGD is just on top of him instantly. Like, Yao throws the Fissure from range and then the Echo Slams. It's a kill every single time. And without the Ember Spirit, I think even with the Ember Spirit, it's not even close to the Battle Fury. There's no way they can hold this right now. I think they actually just have to give it up and just allow Clintz to try to split push. And he's going for this mid tower right now, but you're still doing it at the cost of a Rax.
Yeah, thanks to the double damage, he will be able to take it, but as you said, the Rax is pretty much forfeit. There's no way that Complexity are going to be able to defend it, it seems. Fly does have the Winter's Curse. Maybe they can try and catch somebody on the way out, especially with Swindlemelon's here now, but LGD actually just turned and fighting with Maybe. Now operating on that Ignis Rim from his bottom. He's actually going to try and take this fight. If they caught Swindlemelon, now trying to burst him down. The Cold Embrace is there, but he does not have the Remnant jump away, so he will immediately die as Cold Embrace fades. They pick up another kill. Buyback out from Swindlemelon as he comes back from the side, but he's going to be locked out again. It's tieback now for our carry on Complexity. 4 down, and all we're left with a toss. Gonna mean it. GG is the call from Complexity. As 27-4, LGD are now 3-0 in the group stage.
What a dominant performance from them. The laning phase, you know, it could have gone a little bit better, but you can't really fault them for anything past that. Their team play was absolutely phenomenal. They never let the split push develop at all. Anytime their lanes were being pushed in, Austin, they just immediately backed off, reset, and they didn't just reset, they went for the kill. Like, they TP'd 2 heroes when they went for the Clinks at top. They made sure the gem was there with the...
Yep, coming right for 2-1. Okay, well that's one easy way to get an easy pick off. And the FB does a finish the charge, the chase after Ferrari. Zion's right behind it. They don't want to pick wide or insatiable hunger. So they don't have support like this, but they can just try and force T1 towers. This feels like a player game 1 again. You feel a little bit behind, and then the T1 towers might need to start falling apart and doing straight.
Yeah, Kuro gets spotted up here, but can they do much? If you get the pistol back, the strongest hero, getting him to the front, burning, chasing after Kuro, making a strike away.
Down the bottom lane, you might get Shadow Strike, but you manage to drag all 5 players from IT's mid, right? Or insatiable hunger. So they don't have support like this, but they can just try and force T1 towers. This feels like a player game 1 again. You feel a little bit behind, and then the T1 towers might need to start falling apart and doing straight.
Yeah, Kuro gets spotted up here, but can they do much? If you get the pistol back, the strongest hero, getting him to the front, burning, chasing after Kuro, making a strike away.
Down the bottom lane, you might get Shadow Strike, but you manage to drag all 5 players from IT's mid,